Star Trek is beyond, yeah, Star Trek is beyond. It's kind of genius, but also insane. Directed by this dude who made these movies too. Yeah, Star Trek is beyond. Don, 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 don. Before this movie is done, evil plans unfurl. The Enterprise is gone, cross aches over the world. Star Trek and champagne, Star Trek and champagne. This movie's plot is easy to explain. Kirk, he's an afterthought, and Jaylee, she is hot. It's Star Trek, it's beyond, on, nerd! Bam, bam. Say what you will about the new Star Trek movies, and most hardcore fans do, in capital letters, with insults and their favorite adverbs in Klingon. As a casual Star Trek fan, I'm more of a Star Trek the movies than Star Trek the TV shows. I have seen the TV shows, but I like the movies more because of the better production value and the furthering of the characters and the storylines. But for me, I really like the new ones. There are problems with them, there are flaws with all of them, but in all, I think they're really, really good. And this one is actually the best one of the three that has come out. The movie begins with, Kirk, they're being on their 5-year mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before and all that good stuff. But this is starting to wear on Kirk, and he is beginning to feel restless, and maybe he doesn't want to do that. Yeah, exploring the universe seems really, really boring, Kirk, by the way. But they're getting shore leave. And they're getting to the amazingly creative Yorktown. We will get to that later. To have some R&R. This is, of course, cut short when a distress signal comes from beyond. Now, Yorktown is apparently on the edge of the known world and have this nebula that no one has really gone past ever. And what do you know? They go past it to answer the distress call. Unfortunately, this rescue mission that they have been pulled into turns all sorts of bad really, really fast. Especially when they're hit by a gigantic swarm of small ships that basically destroys the Enterprise right there in the middle, bang. It cheapens the effect a little bit that the Enterprise is destroyed once again at this early stage. It lessens the impact of the thing. The crash, however, results in that Uhura and Sulu and a lot of red shirts are being captured by the monstrous Krull and his evildoers. Bones drags along an injured Spock, who is apparently the only one getting injured from that amazing attack. It's kind of weird. Kirk is solo because he's always solo. And Scotty is all sorts of awesome. Scotty can apparently survive anything, he can fix anything, and he can also just stumble across incredibly hot alien chicks, in this case played by Sofia Boutella. Yes, the Blade Running chick from the awesome Kingsman and the not so awesome Mummy movie. We will talk a little bit more about her later. Now Krull has captured them because they have interpossession, something that will create a super weapon for him, which he's going to use against the Federation. So now they have to pull together to make Krull's evildoers evil don'ters. If you got that reference, good for you. First, let's talk about the changing of director. When I heard that Justin Lin had taken over as director, I was a bit, Justin Lin? That's weird. For me, he has always been the director of recent years in probably over the top but very entertaining Fast and Furious movies. And the releasing of the first trailers made me really, really nervous, because I thought to myself, oh Jesus, we're gonna have Trek and Furious. But I was wrong. Sure, this is more action orientated than most Star Trek movies, But the new Star Trek movies is a bit more action focused and has a bit more, action set pieces than the old ones. It wasn't to the extent that I was bothered by it. Yes, some things was a little bit ridiculous, but nah, I can meet Justin halfway. But the thing that really, really made this movie stand out, it was how funny it was. Much of this can be attributed to the great script written by Simon Pegg, aka Scotty. First of all, this is a very funny script. Second, he has done some stuff in the script that is really creative and really unique, and you absolutely didn't see it coming. All these small little character moments that really makes this movie into a great and very funny and very entertaining Star Trek movie. And then, of course, we have Jay Lee, an absolute ass kicker who, with an iconic look, who is a syringe with adrenaline that is being pumped directly into the bloodstream of this movie. More Jay Lee, please. Jay Lee becomes an important ally to them, and she's also has some background information about Krall and his stuff. So she's important to the character and not just ass kicker and eye candy. There are a couple of things that do take this movie down a couple of notches. That is the fact that Krall is such an incredibly uninteresting and such a bland villain. When it comes to Star Trek villains, you have your excellent ones, you have your good ones, you have your okay ones, your bland ones, and your absolutely awful ones. Krall falls in somewhere in the bland / okay ones. He's threatening, yeah, but he has this very mundane plan, and getting this very important object, and he's going to use it for this very important machinery that will create this evil stuff, and it doesn't really do it for me. The climax of this movie takes about 15 minutes too long and is all sorts of not that interesting. There's also the case of Yorktown. Yorktown, when I saw that set, it is the greatest set I have ever seen in any Star Trek film ever. The grandness, the creativity. I wanted to stay in Yorktown. I don't want to live in Yorktown. Yorktown feels fantastic and great. And why are you going? No, come back, please. Oh no, God damn it. Now we're switching Yorktown, the most amazing set I've ever seen in a Star Trek movie, for this alien planet that is about as generic as anything I've seen in any Star Trek movie ever. The first time I saw this movie, that made me straight up furious. I hated it. I actually put a much lower rating on it because of their decision to leave Yorktown, which is a dick move. I was too harsh on it, so when I rewatched the movie, I saw it coming and I wasn't as bothered by it. I also realized that I've been too harsh to it. So fair enough, I apologize. Now Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto, Zoe Saldana, Simon Pegg, all of these characters that they've played in 2 movies, they're still as good as they ever been. Also, the characters are allowed to evolve a little bit and to have these small little moments that are great. I think Carl Urban gets all the great lines in this. Bones and Spock's ranting and banter they have is great, and I love it. The visuals are spectacular, especially in the Yorktown area. A great script, lots of good humor, lots of great characters, Jay Lee, and a fast-paced, action-orientated visual spectacle. More than enough compensates for a lackluster visual setup and a bland villain. This movie is still not my favorite Star Trek movie. That is 2, 6, and 8. But apart from that, I think this is an absolutely great movie. If you don't like Star Trek that much and think it's too dry and too boring, this is a great way of, well, maybe not change your position of Star Trek, but I think you will enjoy this movie. If you're a hardcore Star Trek fan, this is probably not for you, but for a casual Star Trek fan, I think it is great. If you didn't like it the first time, give it another shot, because I did that, and I actually think that it is really, really good. Not without its problems, but it's fun, it's creative, and it has some amazing action set pieces. And I'm gladly giving this one the rating of 81. They're definitely the best of the new Star Trek movies. The next time we will be seeing each other, I'm gonna tell you how I'm going to fix this movie. Now, you may not think that the movie that is granted the rating of 81 needs to be fixed, but I'm not gonna fix it that much. I'm just gonna twerk some stuff on it. It is basically, I'm gonna change the setting of the thing from more focus on Yorktown and less focus on the generic alien planet. So I'll be seeing you in maybe half a day or so. Until next time, this is the Wikström signing out. Oh, Star Trek is beyond. Oh, Star Trek is beyond. Oh, Star Trek. Oh, Star Trek is beyond. On.